Alright, so this is Mythgard. It is a sponsored segment for them, but I do really like their game. I play their game off stream a good bit here and there on my iPad. So they're available on Steam as well as Android and iOS. It is a fat salamander. I love the IP in this game. It's so good. So they've got this Mythgard has one of the most feature-complete clients out there, which includes a full in-client art gallery, and like the range on their IP is really sweet. They're like cyberpunky meets like epic myths of Yonder, which is where their name comes from, I imagine. So like, there's a lot of like. One of the colors is like Norwegian-based myths and stuff like that. Others are things from like ancient Egypt, stuff like that. So, and then there's also like computer hackers. So you get like mixes of things like dragons attacking airplanes and stuff like that. There's a lot of great, and the art in general is just high quality. I like clicking through the gallery on occasion. Yeah, and actually, if you think the IP looks sweet and you're interested in trying a new game, but you don't want to dump a bunch of money into a new card game, Mythgard's doing a promo right now where they're giving away the entirety of their core set. So this is a newer game. They have a core set plus 2 extra expansions, and the core set is actually over half the cards in the game. So there are 4 codes to get 4 of the colors for free right now, and they'll be releasing the other 2 codes this week, I believe, which will get you the entirety of the core set for free. So it's a great way to try the game out. Let's dive into a game here, huh? I'm gonna play some more of the blue-purple mid-range deck I was playing yesterday, because it's the deck I've been enjoying the most. Yeah, one of there's cards from Russian, but they take mythology from basically all over the world. So, one of the things about Mythgard is there are 6 colors, and the deck building in Mythgard is very deep, similar to Magic, in that you can mix and match colors however you want. However, there are no resources in this game, so I can take any of these cards in my hand here and burn them to turn them into a resource. So I'm going to get rid of my redundant racer in the shadow here, and you can see in the lower left, I'm going to gain a resource and gain a purple threshold. So I'm playing a blue-purple deck. Cards have a total resource cost as well as a threshold cost here that you have to use to play them out. So this card cost me 2 resources and 1 purple. This card cost me 2 blue, or 2 resources and 1 blue, etc. So this is the combat in Mythgard is positional based on the game board. So, things attack and then are blocked by opposing units that are on lanes that block them. So if I mouse over this here, for example, you see it lights up the 3 lanes in front of it as things that can block it. I'm going to put my Thane here, kitty corner to this, and the reason why I'm doing that is this has a mechanic called Focused, where it deals an extra damage to the lane directly in front of it. So there's a number of things in this game that care about where the things are positioned on the board. I think I might actually be playing a mirror here, looking at my opponent. They burned a purple card, and they're playing the same path and power we are.
Hey, pay up.
I think I'm going to attack their face here. This deck I'm playing, mostly core sets. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what cards are from which sets of this game, super offhand. Alright, I think I'm going to burn the Axeman here. There was a website someone linked that showed, it had a bunch of just core set deck ideas on it. It might have been right to slide this to the left to follow this. This way this can't attack me. I'm going to be doing Bug Snacks 2 hours from now in Victius. And you can see my opponent's unit attacked here, but because I didn't have anything directly in front of it, I was unable to block it. 3/4. 3/4 is rather chunky. This has a mechanic that lets them drag my units around, repositioning them, which is a little annoying. I think I'm going to burn a Thunderclap here. And then I'm going to go ahead and give this Fragile. So it takes an extra damage this turn and drop the Axeman in front of it. That way this takes 2 and then these can trade inside of combat. I'm going to go ahead and slide this down to the left so it can block here. I think I should have done this last turn as opposed to giving them a hit in with it.
Leave it all on the track.
Okay. We might see them use the hook here to trade these, but I think that's a fine exchange for us. So this is another positional card. It locks the minion opposite strength to 0. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this and slide to the right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just give them the clap, I think. This deals 2 to all of their stuff as well as their dome. And this heals whenever an enemy minion dies. This goes back up to a 2/3, which is nice. I think I'm just burning... Oh, I guess I could use the Racer plus the Mantle to kill this here. Probably not terrible, because I still have Forked Lightning and Captain left over. I could also burn this for now, and then next turn I could do this. Oh, I didn't load the overlay, thank you. I really wish they would update their overlay so it loads automatically. All the other card games I play, it loads automatically when I change, and I forget sometimes for Mythgard, because I have to manually do it. Should be active now. Yeah, so I gotta decide, do I want to use Racer with this here to kill this, burning the Axeman, or do I want to burn this and set up for next turn? I think I want to use Racer plus Mantle here, because I can use my resources more efficiently with this next turn. Racer goes away at end of turn here, so I am gonna lose it. It's fine though. No, you shouldn't, Hidden Flames. To enter the codes, you just go to the store tab and slide all the way to the right. It is worth noting, iOS, you can't enter codes on iOS. Mythgard does load in your web browser, though, if you want to load it up on a computer or on Steam to do that. But Apple has rules that you can't enter promo codes in their applications. Ooh, I don't know that we're going to be able to beat that. This is just an incredible amount of card advantage. So this generates a Burning Cruelty every turn, which deals damage to a minion equal to its health -1, which in conjunction with this lets them spend 5 mana just to kill something, basically. I guess I get to do this, and then I get to kill this with Forked Lightning next turn. But this is still going to generate 2 Burning Cruelties, which is a pretty incredible amount of advantage. Maybe our path here basically draws us extra cards every 3 turns if our opponent has more cards in hand than us. Yeah, I don't really know there's much we could do here. We're basically playing a mirror match, and our opponent just drew more bombs than we did. Not a very good showcase of Mythgard to start. We'll get a better game in the next one here. Good. We weren't dead that turn. We could hold on and slog it out for a little while, but we weren't winning that game. Yeah, someone said patch notes dropped. We'll look at those on stream at the end, the same as when I do everything else, but someone mentioned that the only existing card changes they did were, was to Aphelios losing a life, which is a little sad to not see Twisted Fate changes. No 1 or 2 drops here, feels bad. I even added more 1 drops to my deck. I added 3 copies of Steam Button today. Hey, there's an Axeman. Do I want to play Axeman out? You're playing Journey of Souls? I think I probably just pass here. Journey of Souls is usually a small unit-based deck, so Axeman being able to kill something when it comes into play should be valuable here. Rather than just playing this as a naked 3-2. Board sweet. Purple-orange on the other side. I suppose they are playing Mending here, which could signify that they're playing Mend, which could signify that they're doing something a little bit more controlling. Hey, Raymundros, thanks for 26 months. Welcome back. I think I burned the Forked Lightning here and dropped the Blackadder into play.
I'll take that.
She has Teleport, which means normally you can only move 1 lane. She can move any number of lanes. When she hits my opponent, they discard a card at random, and I can pay 2 to give her a move action. So, like, our turn 4 here could easily be pay 2 to teleport her, hit them, make them discard a card, and then drop Axeman somewhere. Let's see. We'll see what they do here. I think the comparison to chess is super apt. The positional nature of it is really nice. You get the deck building benefits of Magic having lots of colors without the resource variance that Magic has, which is also lovely. I didn't play game 3 because the deck we were playing wasn't fun, so I decided to stop playing. Oh, that's a great draw. So this does 1 damage to the thing in the middle and 2 to the things on each side, so we get to play this and kill their things, and then this gets to hit them and make them discard a card. And we need to burn something here. I think I need Moonblade and Shinobi of Chains. I'm going to keep the Shinobi of Chains and burn the Moonblade here. Yeah, and Mythgard's free to play, just like all of these card games. And like I mentioned when we started, right now, Mythgard's giving away the entirety of their core set for free. And you can get the first 4 colors of it now. So if you load it up on mobile or desktop, you can grab it that way. Read. Okay, and then I have a pretty good clean turn here. I get to go ahead and give this Fragile. And then drop my Axeman here to kill their Axeman with the trigger. Are we low enough on life yet that I'm interested in playing Mantle of Authority over here to block this? I don't think so. And I gotta decide, do I want to burn the Mutton Morphosis or the Shinobi of Change? I think it's the Mutton Morphosis. Both this and this kind of lock down one of my opponent's things. Yeah, and actually, so you can basically always play meta decks for free in this game. Something else they do that's fantastic is you get 2 decks that you don't have to have any of the cards in to play that rotate through 2 days a week. So they have pre-built decks that are fully powered decks. They aren't budget decks that you can play with and experience the game without having to own any of the cards, so you can try the different mechanics. They do a really good job of letting you sample the game to make sure that you like it. And most card game players will like it. Mythgard's core gameplay loop is very good. Well, that was an incredible draw. Okay, so is it even that good? It might actually not be that good. Let's just do this. Let's 2 of their things duel each other. I think we're just playing Jinsook here. Jinsook has an activated ability, so she has an energy mechanic. So I can do a couple different things with her. I can give her an energy to give something -2/-2. I can spend 2 of her energy to slide my opponent's minions around the board. And I can spend 6 energy to kind of get an ultimate to be able to bounce something every turn. Yeah, like basically think of any feature you've wanted in any other digital card game, and Mythgard's probably implemented it and implemented it well. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and give this my focus thing there to push some more damage. Maybe I'm supposed to burn a card this turn. One of the other interesting decision points in Mythgard is because there aren't resources in your deck, you kind of pick and choose in mid-range and aggressive decks. Okay, how many resources am I stopping at? So, for example, my deck, my curve tops out at like 6, so I frequently don't burn more than 6 to 7 cards. The sub Discord does need an active sub, Zazu. So I think we Shinobi a Chainseer.
Come here.
And this can move things around. So I go ahead and pull this over to here in front of it, and it stuns it, which is great. And then I can go ahead and say, okay, hit you for 5, hit you for 4. We're racing very nicely over here. And this is stun next turn. Yeah, that's basically a good way to think about it there, Bray. Basically, all cards are flip lands. I guess it's not... So, when you turn a card into a resource in Mythgard, it goes back into your deck, so you don't lose it, which is nice as well.
Hey, pay up.
Hey, thanks for the 21 months, Zazu. Alright, so our turn here is gonna be quite fantastic. This game's wrapping up. Huh. Maybe I lied. No, we're good, right? Okay, so I'm gonna burn the Axeman. Oh, this doesn't take damage from spirits. Oh, I'm dumb. I was thinking I could Racer in the Shadows to finish this, but this is a spirit. I almost made oops. Yeah, exactly, Bob. I can move this over and then slide this over and stun it again. And then I can drop Magnus here.
Yes. Brilliant.
Oh, believe me, in past Mythgard sessions, I've run plenty of racers into Sign of Pride. When we played these cards. These cards are both core set cards. A ton of the core set cards that you get for free are super playable in this game. So it's not just like they're bad cards and they power creep them all out. Okay, so... Can I kill them this turn? Yes. If I Forked Lightning here, these two die. I slide this over here. I use the Shinobi to pull their thing over. We go 4, 7, Racer for 2. Sweet.
All on the track.
One of the things I really like about this deck that we're playing is the purple cards that let you reposition your opponent's stuff. Gives you nice ways to really control the board, which is fantastic. Really lets you leverage the positional element of Mythgard in a great proactive way. Oh yeah, that's true too. Talking about something I didn't mention today, I try to talk through all the basics in the first half of the Mythgard segment when we do it. The rarity of cards in this game dictates how many copies you can play in your deck. So you'll notice in the top right of every card, there's 4 dots, and the dots dictate the rarity as well as the number of copies you can be playing. And if you look at a lot of my cards, you'll note that a lot of my cards are the lower rarity ones because you want your decks to be consistent and made up of things that they're going to do every game consistently. So, for example, like looking at my hand to start here, I've only got 1 card that's the highest rarity mythic. It also means that, like, if you're building a budget deck, your deck, if you have to budget 1 card, is only 1 card worse as opposed to being a whole playset worse if you were budgeting in some other games. Which is nice. This thing gives them a life every turn, so let's try and kill that before it gives them too much.
What happens to me?
Huh? So this gives Blight when it hits something. I can't kill this, and I can't get out of range of it attacking me, so this is going to get blighted. No real way I can cut around that. The question is then, what else do I want to do for my turn? I think I want to play Blackadder out to start pressuring their hand a little bit, which means this card costs 3 resources, and it costs double blue, which means I have to decide which of my other 2 blue cards I want to burn here. I think it's Shatterstone Palace, because the Fork Lightning could be useful as removal. I could double resur it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't think double resuring that is worthwhile, though.
I'll take that.
So this is blighted, so this is going to get -1/-1 every turn until it dies. That's fair. You did not say it was a good idea.
Hey, pay up.
Wonder if we'll see him slide this over or not. That's a lot of racers, so we're definitely burning a racer. This can basically cycle to draw a card, so I think what I want to do here is this can kill here. Forked Lightning can kill these. Racer in the Shadow could come in over here and kill Axeman, and then Blackadder gets to hit them and make them discard a card. God, Master of Shadows, it's a good beat. 4 Racer Shadows might be too many in this deck. I added 3 Steam Buns for other cheap cards to play, so for curve purposes, I might trim back down to 3 of these. We have 2 energy on our path here, so if they start the turn with more cards than us, we're going to get to draw. To the people that are more experienced with, I know some people usually hang out in my chat when we do Mythgard. For this draws a card for the turn and then compares hand sizes, right? So I technically need to be two under them in order for it to work. Getting energy here, is that correct? Yeah, draw, then compare. Okay. Forked Lightnings felt like a good addition today. I really wish we could play more Thunderclaps, but like Thunderclaps are rare, so we can only have 2 copies, and like Forked Lightning's like the next best thing. It's better than Thunderclap in some situations too, which is great. I added a Mimir to the deck today too. Oh, is my opponent timing out? That's sad. Just can't trip this. I'm gonna throw this over here so it's further away from this. The opponent's disconnected though, so I'm not sure it really matters. I don't know what, I don't think I've ever had an opponent disconnect in Mythgard before. Oh, and they're back. Okay, maybe it said something happened for a second there. This is a 4-mana stealth unit. Is this the 4/4 that says you discard cards equal to its energy when you attack it? Or are there others in this game? Or is this likely that card, the Mimic? There are others. Mimic's the one that sees the most play though, right? It wasn't Mimic. Yeah, I think they're probably conceding because they missed a turn. It was in fact not Mimic. Right. I hate going back and forth, and if I want a Sword Saint, I think one's probably good. Having just like a way to find a way to gain life on occasion seems really good. There is a requeue button, yep. Yeah, and the other thing too, like when you're in the queue, you could like go around and do other things in client, which is great. Just again, like literally everything you could think you could want as a feature. I should probably buy the Chili Saunders sleeves. Kind of funny. Enjoy me a good meme in my game. I don't have Mithril. We'll have to get some Mithril. Get auto on make. I basically only need highest rarity cards at this point, so usually, especially common and uncommon wild cards, I break them up. There's collection tracking progress here too, so you can see how far you are along on each of the sets. You can see mythics are mostly what I'm missing, and the rares that I'm missing are probably ones that aren't super playable for the most part. No, yeah, no, it's great. It's... And then you should remember that all of the awesomeness that is the Mythgard client is made by a team of 9 people. Like, actually a small indie company producing this. How many of each rarity can you play? So 4 of the lowest rarity, 3 of uncommons, 2 rares, and then one mythic. The dots in the corner let you know how many of each copy you can play. Am I playing a Naked Axeman? I feel like the answer is no. There's also value in getting my hand smaller though, so that way I could trigger this a little bit. I could regret this. I don't know. I've got Fork Lightning to kill things with next turn. I think the fact that it can empty my hand smaller to make my path happen is nice though. Jin Suk. And they're also playing the Fragile Power, so I imagine they're probably something more controlling. If I had to guess. No, Mythgard's a digital game. They get to rebalance their cards. What are the flavor names for Rarity? I do not know. So gives them a compass when it hits me, which lets them divination. I think that's probably worth. Forked Lightning here. We'll save the Axeman for later. Do I want the Shatterstone Palace for down the line? Probably not. I've got God of Gamers that can have a similar effect. I guess I don't have to burn a blue card this turn. I'm probably going to want to burn a blue card eventually, though, right? Common, uncommon, rare, mythic are the names. Okay. And forked lightning copies itself, so it gives you a, in addition to doing 1, 2, and 2, it gives you a second copy, which is really powerful. It's good utility, a little bit of card advantage. They are inserted randomly into the top half of the deck. I believe is a technical thing it does when you burn a card. Also on the in-game deck tracker here on the right side, you can see which cards you've burned. So like there's a orange dot next to cards that I burned. So like I've burned a Forked Lightning, I've burned a Shatterstone Palace, etc. They can go anywhere except the very top. Okay, sweet. Thank you for the clarification. I'm burning Axeman here and keeping my more value-oriented stuff. I'm gonna drop Braggy over here and get some, speaking of value. Can you feel it? So Braggy's got an activated ability here that lets him draw a card and then put a card from my hand back into my deck. So I realize it would be a power level nerf to Braggy, but I really kind of feel like his +1 should not let you put ephemeral cards back into your deck. Or they should power level increase. They should either power level nerf Braggy to not let his +1 put things into your deck, or they should power level increase Ballard and make it so it can use ephemeral cards. Because the fact that like these are both named after this dude and they work differently is really weird to me. Get my Coxinga here. Draw Born in Cruelty that'll let me kill this next turn. It is Mimir from Dad of Boy. He's not just a head, chat, he's got a body now. Yeah, like, for example, you can see this card, how the color's washed out of it. That means I've already burned this card before, and you can't burn a card a second time. So while there's not resource variance in Mythgard in the sense that, like, you don't control how many resources you draw, there is still some color-based resource variance where if you don't have the right number of purple or blue cards, or whatever colors your deck is playing, or if you don't have, you know, redrawing your burn cards right away when you're not interested in them just yet. Burn the God of Gamers here, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this beast. And then Braggy can give this Frenzy, which means it attacks twice. So you just get to go ahead and just like chunk through them here this turn. We're down to 6. This card is warded, which means it doesn't take damage or get destroyed outside of combat, so I can't use that trick to kill their more powerful unit here. See if they have a piece of removal for this. Putting Frenzy from Braggy on an already really powerful unit can be a little bit of a risk because, like, they want to kill this anyways, but, like, it's hard to pass up an extra 5 points of damage last turn.
Hit the road.
Yeah, like, they basically just reset my Frenzy. It's a little sad, but it's whatever. Okay, so this is a 5/7. I think I'm gonna racer.
Leave it all on the track.
Trade here. Let's use this and see what we get. Mutton morphosis. Oh, that's so good. Have a sheep. Wait, why is it a 5/5? Why does it say Shatterstone Palace 2X? Yeah, it must be a bug, right? I didn't have Thunderclap. That was Forked Lightning. To the person that's saying I miss lethal.
This one's for the ladies.
For the ladies. I think we're gonna be fine regardless. We're pretty far ahead here. I've got Eraser in the Shadows, plus Magnus to clear things next turn. It is actually a 5/5, huh? Yeah, it hit me for 5. I was wondering if it was just a visual bug, but yeah, it's actually a 5/5. Weird. I think that's the first time I've encountered a gameplay bug in Mythgard. Alright, we have this beat next turn. We get to give this... Oh, no, this is warded, huh? God of Gamers gives me a +1/+1. But it costs 6 to do that, so it'd be 6, 7. But then I can't clear the blocker out.
Yes, brilliant.
All right, so we do that. Maybe I should draw first, actually. Ah, I should have drawn first. Ah, should. All right, so this turn I miss lethal. I did definitely miss lethal this turn. I could have shinobi'd and drug this over. I think we're still going to be in an okay spot. I definitely had lethal if I draw first there and hit the shinobi. Shinobi kid, move a Dorko over, pull a blocker out of the way and crunch into them. So I have a question. With this lane enchantment here, if I use Merciless Coxinga to move the lane enchantment, does this then die, or does it go back to down what its base health will be? Does it like turn back into a 1/1, or will it be a 1/1 with damage marked on it? Okay, so it keeps damage marked on it. Okay, so that's different than how removing buffs works in Runeterra, so that's good to know. Alright, sweet. We've got lethal this turn with the Shinobi. Yeah, lethal a couple of different ways with Jinsu too now.
You'll pay.
Purple on the health means it's being kept alive by a buff, and if the buff is removed, it will die. Oh, that's sweet. God, they're so, the little interface clues, I didn't even notice that, like, the damage on here was a different color than the damage on my Braggy, for example. But that's such a good thing to know to pay attention to. Purple means it's being kept alive by the buff. That's awesome. Good little hint there. Love it. I like the lore. He's adorable. This artwork is so gorgeous. You got cosmic space dragons in this game too. Attacking the satellites. This game had cosmic space dragons before, or Runeterra did. Grandma Meng's tea house. That's great. Some of the artwork, like what is going on here? The names are helpful at the top. Oh, smash! Let you know when your match is queued. Yeah, the ancient myths in like a modern, not even a modern, the ancient myths in like a futuristic setting is a really, really sweet thing to do. Grod. So, if I pay to and activate this, it just makes me a copy of itself, right? It says add a 1/1 steam bun to your hand. This just makes more steam buns. Is that my understanding that correctly?
Deploy.
Huh? So they're a canine deck, and the canines get bigger based on more dogs being around them. So I think I want to just nip this in the bud right away. And I'm going to racer with this and trade here. Not quite a resource efficient trade. That's correct. The copy's not burnable though. Okay, sweet. That's still, it still can cantrip though, right? You can still play it and then pay one and sacrifice it to draw a card. And it still makes a spear.
Enemy sighted.
Think I want to put Thane over here. I'm not quite sure what I want to burn. All of these cards seem kind of useful. I think it's an Axeman. Maybe I don't need the Ballard because I have the Steam Bun over here to potentially draw cards with. This plus our fragile power. Search effects. I don't know, are there tutors in this game? Or armor 1 and then they healed it. Yikes.
Hey, pay up.
So it has armor, so it doesn't take damage from Axeman's trigger, but these will trade in combat, which is nice. Occupying and adjacent minions. That's really good. So this is
Leave
nice,
it
though.
all on the track.
Man, the Steam mods, I don't, last time I played Mythgard, this definitely, I think it was free to sacrifice this, but it didn't have the ability to make more copies of itself. This card's kind of gasoline. I had skipped over this when I was looking at initial drafts of things I wanted to play it here. Like, pay to make a copy is, like, really sick.
Taking point.
Oh, that was a sick draw. That's probably the game. Am I burning the captain here to be able to make a steam bun? I think I am. I think that's right. That could be wrong, but I think that's right. Oh, you know what? I should have put this here, right? Because of the focus, they're going to deploy whatever they're deploying here. I put this in the wrong lane.
Point. Another day.
Okay, so this does 2 to adjacent things. If I fragile this, these trade, right? Which is nice. Man, I can make some buns here. Honestly, with Steam Bun going like this, I probably burn more than I usually burn in this deck. I think I'm just like playing both of these over here. Like this one drop is like single-handedly taking over this game. It's like super impressive. I guess it has Misfortune here to help it a little bit, but like, yeah, I'm sold on these Steam Buns. I was looking for another low curve card to play, and like this game alone has just been unreal.
Enemy sighted.
All right, is it time to cash in some buns for some cards? I think so. Oh, I can attack first. Yeah, good call. It probably doesn't matter. I don't think this game is going to be about that, but yeah. Then I can generate a steam bun. And honestly, I think I'm burning this. I think I'm just playing my buns out over here. We'll take a hit for a turn here. Could be wrong. My opponent's on their third raid the tombs, letting them stay in this game a little bit. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think we're dead. So that's a really scary one. Ooh.
Come here.
That was a great draw.
You'll pay.
So I can give this fragile 3. But then this still can't kill it. I can give this fragile 3, so this can't kill this. These will trade. Which seems good.
Fall out.
Oh, this is forged, so they get to put all these into play for free. All right, so we have to draw a thunderclap or we're dead. Oh, even that doesn't do it, right? Yeah. I'm still impressed with our boy the steam bun here, but our buns were not quite enough to power through what they have going on, huh? How do you have 5 copies of Pike? It is a generated card. So one of our cards, the steam bun, was making pikes. Our deck wrote a check our buttons couldn't cash. What's going on, Fabs? Yeah, I've been doing Magic stuff again consistently since Call Time released. Ton of stuff up on the YouTube channel. This is the yellow aggro deck. Okay, so Ballard's super slow. We mantle here so we can attack this next turn. There's so many pumps for this card though. Standard's definitely my favorite Magic format at the moment. We just burned a Rush minion. That doesn't bode well for us. It means they have a different way to kill this. Yeah, they have another one.
Watch the net.
Okay, so I think we're going to... Captain's a little slow. So I probably don't need 2 X-Men. Yeah, I might 2 X-Men. I drew Braggy to generate card advantage with. I think we do this and we'll drop. we want. So this is going to deal 2 damage to us and 3 damage to minion in the opposite lane for 3. I'm actually just going to drop this over here and just take a hit from this in the middle when it transforms, I think. And then next turn we can drop the Brother Moonblade in front of it. And we just take a little bit of a hit and get set up to block them on other lanes.
Let's take a look.
This card is brutal. Has agile, so it can attack past our blockers, and it draws a card off of our deck every time it hits us. Last time we played against this card, our opponent hit us with it 3 times, and every time it drew one of our mythics. It's really offensive. It's possible I should have taken this and slid over to here, so that way if this attacked into here, I could kill this with Axeman next turn. Even with the Sword Sink giving lifelink, it's just every time hits one of my bombs. Feels real bad, man. They have a way to deal with my 3/4. We're probably just dead to this hitting us a second time. We might not even be able to beat it hitting us once, honestly. So, I think we're definitely burning this. I think I'm Tiger hooking here, and then grabbing this, and then we can make her fragile and kill her so they don't get another card. The problem is we're taking 7 over here on these 2. Yeah, I think I'm just playing the blue-purple deck again today, Grindel. He gives them a free power activation, which deals an extra damage to us, which is brutal too. Oh, they're gonna stop us from drawing cards. Deal. I don't have any other cards to draw cards anyways. Put that there. Assume we're done at this point. Yeah, I probably should have put this in front of here to set the Axeman to trade with it earlier.
Watch me fly!
Yeah. The Thunderbird transform card. Both the energy down transform cards feel like such tough cards to beat out of these aggressive decks, especially in conjunction with the other cards that they play to protect them. They're definitely the games that I lose to the aggro decks are almost always based around them having this or the red transform card on 2 that ticks down and lets them take over. Just do so much damage so quickly. And that game, usually not only do they have them early, but they have them and then I'm on the draw as well. You just don't have nearly as many answers on the draw. was like that game, I was on the draw and I had a mantle, but they had a rush minion to protect it, so I just couldn't interact with it before it popped off. At least the red one, the Thunderbird egg one comes down on 1, right? The red one at least doesn't come down until turn 2, so you have a little bit more play when you're on the draw. Yeah, the eggs are 1. Yeah, I don't think I've ever beaten the egg on the draw. Because they just play like they either have rush minions to protect it, or they have they either have rush minions to protect it, or they have oh, I should have just Axeman this, right? I'm dumb. I'm talking to chat and doing 2 things at once. I didn't Axeman this because I'm silly. You're talking about the egg.
Hey, pay up.
You played against this person earlier today in a pseudo mirror like this, and they drew more of their top end bombs. I don't know exactly what I'm playing tomorrow, Racco. Since I've been back, I don't have like a big long deck queue anymore. I mostly just like playing things I feel like playing when I want to play them. Or attacking, deal 2 non-combat damage to the defending minion. That's pretty good. I guess I can feign plus this here, and then even if they fragile this, these still trade. I don't think I want to burn the Ballard because some card advantage seems good here as we go along. I think I'm going to burn the Axeman and play the Steam Bun down over here. Feel like there's a chance I want to use this to make more Steam Buns. Oh, they just get a mantle of their own, right? They just get to mantle plus fragile my thing and then crunch through. Yeah, that's bad. Oh. Well, that's great for us. Not boarded or anything, right? So I get to go ahead and do this. Maybe a little mistake on their part. I need to burn a card. I was like, why does it let me play? I need to burn a card.
Did I do good?
Well, I guess we're drawing a card. I think we're just into this at this point. I guess I can Braggy's Ballard, but I don't really know how we beat Goxinga. This is exactly what this mirror doesn't seem very interesting from a gameplay perspective. We've played it twice now today, and both times it's just been decided by the fact that they drew this card and we didn't. I guess we're gonna get Shinobi of Chains down next turn. Yeah, but like they have 2 free kills lined up, so it stuns it for 1 turn. Like, so this card paired with the fragile thing here means that they just get to kill something every single turn. It doesn't really feel like any of my decisions mattered in this mirror. It's just they drew Coxinga and we didn't. Thanks for the follows, Cassio and Bugga. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Yes, that's actually identically what happened in the last game. They drew Coxinga and Jinsuk. Yeah, like, we'll click the good game button, but that was kind of a shitty game. we'll get the points for saying good game, but that was kind of poop. Maybe if we queue again into them, we'll be the one that gets to draw Coxinga and Jinsuk. Maybe if that's what's so important in the mirror, maybe I want some extra Sheepifies in my deck. Sheepify is a real clean answer to that. That's the card that matters.
Surprise!
Thunderclap here to start and pass, I think. Metamorphosis, the Sheepify card I was talking about. It's a card that I've gone back and forth on and how many I want to be playing. So they'll get to ramp when I kill this, but I've been playing Mythgard for. This season I've been playing for like the last 4 weeks now. And then previously I had played a bunch at the end of like 2019. But it had been about a year since I touched it before I poked back into the latest 2 expansions.
Reporting for duty.
Surprise!
I don't have a way to clear this out. That's fine. I think we're just gonna go ahead and drop the Black Hatter here. Might be right to keep the Locked in the Ice. The Thunderclap's kind of appealing too, though, to clean these out. I have to burn a blue card if I want to play this. The deck that they're playing, to me, implies that they probably have a lot of big, chunky units. I think I want to keep the Locked in the Ice. I don't think the Misfortune's enough. It could be that Misfortune is enough to get through. Second one of these is probably the answer to what I'm looking for to make the mirror be less about Coxinga. Give another minion -1 attack and ephemeral. Cute.
Beginning analysis.
Alright, well, once we pull this out of the way... Do I not have a way to pull that out of the way here? That's awkward. Yeah, because I need 1 to put the hook swords on something, another 1 to activate, so I can't actually do that this turn. Grr. Is... I'll put this here, so that way, if they deploy something else trying to block here, we could just kill it. There's also a good chance they empty their hand next turn, though, too, so... Blackadder connecting could be a wash at this point.
Leave it all on the track.
How does this gain energy? You cast a spell? Sure. Yeah, it definitely does a lot of things right, Cassio. So this doesn't take retaliatory damage when attacking. So I could just smash this into here. Seems fine. I think we're just gonna drop Braggy and give him a mantle. But technically should draw before I give him the mantle. I keep the Locked in the Ice as an insurance plan against something exceptionally large, I think. Watching on YouTube for 2 years. Wanted to pop in live and say thank you for introducing me to Mythgard. We just played against each other. I was playing the Green Dogs deck. Hey, that build looks sweet. Jama Bugga. Good game. Good luck in the rest of your laddering and stuff today. The carrier is a heck of a piece of top end. It's a very good draw when they're empty-handed. We're up a lot of cards though here, and we're ahead on board, so probably in a fine spot. This thing eventually ramps them. If I burn Moonblade, I could Forked Lightning and kill both of these, right? It's probably fine. You have 9 mana now, but like I said, we've been holding on to this Locked in the Ice. Sheep a dork. Alright, sing me the song of your people. It's Mimir. We don't need Thunderclap at this point. I don't know that I'm burning another resource.
To battle!
I don't really want to play a Naked Axeman anyways. Spread out a little bit here. Could be right to burn a little bit more. Locked in the Ice plus Misfortune the same turn could be something that comes up.
Trouble's coming.
2, 2, 6. So these have Slayer, so they all deal 1 extra damage. So I can Homeward Crown here to make this a 3/4. And then we can Misfortune here. Oh, what? Oh, this is Lurker. I don't know why I thought this one had Lurker. Those two next to each other is real good. Huh. Well, shit. Well, I'm aware the cat is immortal. I thought they both had Lurker, though. Can I get a flavor judge ruling on the cat not having Lurker? Seems like a miss. This can make a thing anywhere? Are you kidding me? Anywhere? Create an unoccupied lane. Shit. I could have just buttoned that, right? I could have just buttoned that? Alright. Oh, I'm very annoyed. We're gonna lose this game, and I was super far ahead. Like, I literally could have just done this last turn, right? And then there's no idiots over here. And instead, now we're super far behind.
Fire!
To battle!
I mean, I don't really wish I had the Thunderclap back so much as I wish I would have realized what their cards did before I did them. We probably could have beaten that if I would have. I would have realized what my cards did. Or what their... It wasn't even my cards, realized what their cards did. I think I'm actually gonna... Can I cancel the queue? I think I want a second. I want a second button Morphosis the more I think about it. Not only for the mirror, but for stuff like we'd had in that last game. Cut the Sword Saint I keep going back and forth on. Actually, maybe we cut the Locked in the Ice instead. Locked in the Ice has been a little clunky at the top end. Yeah, I think if I didn't have to spend a bunch of cards making up for the fact that I didn't read your card, I think we would have my card quality would have overcome there. I had both the Transform and the Thunderclap the turn I put the Fragile on your thing. I could have just like killed both of those that turn, and then you would have had nothing left. I think I would have been able to plow through the mind control there with the extra resources. I had to spend like 4 extra cards because of my mistake. I forget, how do the ranks work in Mythgard again? There's gold up to 10, and then is there how many between gold and mithril at that point? It goes gold, and then is there a list? Oh, there's a list here. Mithril and then champion. Got it. So champion's at the top. So, Mend would imply they're probably a control deck. Bring Locked in the Ice for now. Probably don't need that answer to begin with. Oh, it's Dr. Greendoll. Yeah, they're the one they keep trying to get me to play their purple orange control deck or whatever it is, so I'd assume that's what this is. They've been hanging out in chat today.
To battle!
Back Channel Captain's probably a card we want to keep available against a control deck. Captain's Hat is a way we can generate card advantage in a game that goes long. So that guy will die to the clap here easily. Decide what we want to burn. Could be Racer, could also be Shinobi though. Shinobi pulling blockers out of the way can be profitable. Alright, with the other Racer draw, we'll burn one of those. I don't want to attack with this because they activated their trickster power on it, which would make this lose 2 attack and become fragile. That ability wears off at the end of turn.
Don't worry, it isn't catching.
We sing tonight.
Well, this gives Blight 2. I was like, why did I lose 2 power? Because Blight 2. I knew that somewhere in my head. So this thing's going to get to draw them another card if it survives another turn. So let's go ahead and kill that. Mimir seems like a card that I'm interested in getting going here. I think I'm going to burn the Thunderclap. Anything else to do with my resources this turn, which feels a little bad. Oh, you know, maybe instead of playing this, I was supposed to just Forked Lightning. Yeah, that's wrong. I'm probably just supposed to Forked Lightning this because it's way more resource efficient, and the 2/1 could be useful at a later date when I only have 1 resource available. We'll burn this. Mimir giving us a free power activation doesn't really accomplish a lot in our deck. There's certain board states where it's really good. A couple of board states we've had him on so far, not those though. This doesn't ult until 6, so they've got a little bit to handle that. Gives a minion blight when dealing combat damage to it. Sundown, +1 energy. If any minions are afflicted with blight, -1. If none, then deal energy damage to your opponent. Okay, so this is a 2/8. I give this vulnerable. I give this fragile. It becomes, we deal 4 and then 5, 6, 7, so not quite enough. So I think we're just like Shinobi of the Chain Zing. Dragging this over. Hit you. Keep working up towards this ultimate. I don't think I want to burn any of these cards in my hand at this point. I guess Axeman's not super useful on this board. Yeah, let's burn that. 7 next turn, so I can activate this, play this, and play the captain's hat.
A world of poisons.
Big boy. I guess we slide to the left. Can't use that because it's got a thing in front of it. We'll kill this as a fruit. I guess I could slide over. I could technically use the racer to kill this, and then use this to hook this over. And that occupies their turn sliding this over this way. I hate that.
Leave it all on the track.
I guess I could slide this so they can't use its power next turn. That might actually be the play.
You'll pay.
And playing this doesn't really accomplish anything, so I guess we're just ending. I'm at 18. Oh, no. They suppressed him. I don't know that we can beat that. These guys are a lot of damage over here. Well, I guess they don't. They're not going to get to use this, though, because they don't get to energy up this. So this is going to... So this is suppressed, so we'll keep running away with him. Help, help, I'm being suppressed. I guess I could have black... Oh, suppress beats even if I put extra text on him after the fact, right? I guess I put this here so I don't get attacked for a turn. I think I'm burning this just to... I'm not gonna survive to get any of the card advantage from this, right? Because they had the ability to suppress this for a turn. How does this get energy? It's one at sunrise. Yeah, the problem is I'm not gonna have enough health to alt anything meaningfully. Like this I have to survive for this to work. At the start of your turn, you get to draw a card off of their deck. I don't have the tools to survive that long.
Never be bold.
So like, yeah, I get his echo, but taking 4 over here.
Hey,
This is technically not dead yet.
Extraction protocol.
Do I make you sick?
Even if I find like their misanthropia here, we're still likely dead. Alright, chat. You know what? Better lucky than good. We do have to remember to block the warded guy. I remembered that. Alright, we've both got a brand. When they draw, I discard at random. Every turn, I draw a card off of their deck. I technically should have put these in the other way, right? So that way my focus thing was in front of here. I can't believe we hit their stupid Armageddon Angel. I guess with this in play, they get to divination the top card of their deck every turn, which could technically get us a little bit. They're picking what we draw, basically. Oh, they're picking what they drew there in that instance, sure. That's the Sapo. Alright, we need some good ones again. Sapo's a big boy. We are unfortunately only at 5 here. Locked in the Ice is probably the best draw out of our deck. So I could technically play all of these, right?
Yes, yes. Brilliant.
Looking good. Nothing to see here.
Maybe I'm supposed to hit this here and then play these out here so they're next to it. They definitely have draws that could kill us here. Oh, that's great. I haven't seen this one. Snowman themed dice board. Yeah, I definitely should have hit this into here. And then, now I need blockers for both sides here. Alright, well, I mean, it's pretty good.
Hey, pay up.
Oh, I could have used this instead of the other thing, right? Alright, am I dead yet? Sounds good, Dr. Mister. I'll take a peek at that after I'm done streaming today. Like, the fact that we took so much damage earlier, our life total's so precarious here, could be the part that puts us over the top as well. Yeah, like that's an agile unit. I've got an answer to Sapo finally. Oh, damn.
Nothing to see here.
Okay, so this kills here. This...
Nothing to see here.
Probably dead. Is that it? Is that the end of us? Not quite.
It's just a taste.
I'm not dead yet.
Pay your premiums.
Hey, your premiums. Looking for a way to kill this so Sapo can finish us off. Shinobi Chains would be such a good... Oh, they have Wonder Drugs in their deck. Wonder Drug would be great. It's a Seal of Exile. It's a 6. Gets another action after killing a minion in combat.
Never return.
So the fragile thing only lasts until I didn't have mana, I spent 8, but the fragile only lasts until the end of my turn. It only lasts until sundown, so it doesn't continue into my opponent's turn. Mimir is really, really trying his hardest. I mean, to be fair, oh, we're dead. We're dead. Oh, so they'll make this a 4/4, and then they'll give it +1/+1. Yeah, that does it. If Mimir was really trying his hardest, he would have given us a Wonder Drug, okay? There's almost assuredly 2 Wonder Drugs in my opponent's deck. And if Mimir really loved us, he would have delivered a Wonder Drug. Yeah, the fact that we took so much damage early that game meant that even the Get Angel just wasn't quite enough. Mimir basic. Hey, good game, Grindel. It was very funny. Dueling brands. How easy is this game to get into? In terms of getting cards or learning the rules, both are pretty straightforward. Yeah, they're running a promo right now that gets you they're giving away their entirety of their core set for free, which is great for getting into the game. Yeah, I'm not really interested in playing a control deck right now, Grindel. You mentioned it before we played the game. I'm just gonna play this deck today. Recast a spell, give all of your minions +1 until sunrise, sure.
Hey, pay up.
I'm just playing Axeman out to pressure their artifacts. So artifacts all have a durability on them. In this case, 13 for this one. And every time we hit our opponent for damage, we get to wear down their durability on it.
Enemy sighted.
punished. I guess I should have kept the car. I guess I should have kept the car. It's probably right to just cycle through this. This is kind of an aggressive card. And they have Smite as their power. We saw them burn a canine carrier. I wonder if they're on mono green. Could be.
Hush now.
Just gonna go ahead and turn this into a 1/1. Sheep it. Don't really have a better use of my resources for the turn. Can potentially drop Jinsook next turn and kill this, or work on controlling the rest of the board. We can also drop Merciless Coxinga and start making some Born Cruelties. Oh, this can also nuke their artifacts. Eat to an artifact. This card's got a lot of utility. It can play to the board, or it can kill artifacts and mess with enchantments. I think we burn the Steam Bun. I've got plenty else to do with my mana here.
Who pulls your strings? I missed this stage. It's just a taste.
Did they not realize they could use Jinsook to kill my thing? I don't think they have a way to sacrifice this. Weird. So this comes back to my hand at the end of their turn with a cost reduction.
Covering fire!
So Born in Cruelty deals damage to this equal to its health -1. So this will put this to 2 then, right? Yeah, -3. Love the interface. I get to play this,
Pulls your strings?
which lets Jinsook finish this. We get to generate another Born in Cruelty.
To battle!
Every turn, Coxinga sits in play. You make a 5-mana kill target thing. Yeah, Coxinga with the fragile power is like really disgusting. Feels like this game is over. Koxinga with Jinsuk's activation also kills anything. You don't have to spend the mana here either. Burning another card. Oh, I need to do that second though, right? So this first, then this. Yeah, and you have plenty of ways with Axeman and stuff like that to clean up other things that have one toughness.
Grod, grod, grod.
I don't think I want to cycle this. I think at this point, depending on what they do, I'll just make some steam buns, just generate some unbeatable crit advantage. Yeah, the way how good Koxinga is against other mid-range decks, I think having 2 Sheepify Metamorphosis is probably right in this 40. Yeah, Steam Bun is just different than the last time you played with it. So what's the word I'm searching for? It's just different. So it used to sacrifice for free to draw a card. You don't have to pay 1 to sacrifice it, but you can pay 2 and use its action for the turn to copy itself. It's a really, really sweet kind of mid-range 1-drop now. You can, like, invest a bunch of resources that you wouldn't otherwise be using into generating more copies to, like, flood the board to eventually draw cards with. Hey, JD, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream today. I'm hanging out playing some Mythgard right now. It's a all-digital TCG by Rhino Games. They're a small indie company. A lot of fun. I think we're going to burn... So they're an aggressive deck, it looks like, with the Thunderbird egg. So I think I'm going to burn the Black Hatter because she discards cards out of their hand. So they're probably going to get empty-handed pretty quickly. And this card eventually turns into a 4/3, which is scary. So I think we just prioritize using Racer plus the Squire Pike here to kill this while the getting is good. Yeah, they're actually, they're running a promo right now, JD, if you haven't checked it out in a bit, where they're giving away the entirety of their core set. Oh, did Duel Masters do that, where you can turn any card into a resource? There's a number of games that have done that over the years. Yeah, I agree it's a nice system. Yeah, there's six colors in this game, and you can mix and match cards from any colors wherever you want. That's another Thunderbird egg. I have Metamorphosis to deal with this down the line, which is nice. They gave this an extra point of defense. What do I want to do? I think I'm just gonna Forked Lightning through this. Yeah, in Mythgard, if you're not familiar, you can see when I burn this card, it tucks itself back into my deck, so the cards you're burning aren't just gone in this game, which is nice. So you can, in the in-game deck tracker over here, like, for instance, I just burned an Arnhar Thane, however you pronounce this card, and you can see there's one orange dot here that represents one of them has been burned. Hey, Virgil, thanks for the follow. Yeah. As a long-time Magic player, this scratches a lot of the same itches. I think I would actually say that Mythgard is probably the only digital card game I've ever played that gets close to Magic in terms of the amount of deck building depth that it offers. Usually, most other digital card games, you know, Hearthstone, Runeterra, and such, it's not to say they have zero deck building depth, but they definitely have less than what Mythgard and Magic have in terms of what's offered. Warded Armor 2 Ephemeral. Oh, wow. So this lasts for 2 turns. There are things that have Warded and Armor 2 for 2 turns. That's gross. Well, I guess we're cantripping this. Goodbye, little steam bun. And I think we're just turning this into a sheep. This lasts for 2 turns here, it looks like. Warded means they can't take damage from outside of combat. Lane enchantment. When occupying an adjacent minions deal combat damage to the enemy player, deal 2 more non-combat damage. Wow. That's really strong. Huh? So their power-up is going away next turn. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. And drop the mantle on him. And then let's burn... Locked in the Ice probably isn't very good here. Yeah, 3-color decks aren't super common in Mythgard, because while there's no variance in how many resources you draw, you can hit the wrong mix of not having the right amount of colors for sure. I'm going to drop the Moonblade block over here, so if they deploy any rush minions over here, I want to be able to block them. They can put something right in the middle here still, but it means they can't hit me with multiple things, which is nice. This normally damages persistent in this game, but Thane here has an ability where it fully heals when something dies. That's pretty good. So they're going to get hit. I'm going to get hit pretty hard by this this here. This does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 this turn, but then the Forked Lightning is going to clean both of these up next turn, which is great. So they gave this a 3rd point of toughness here, but I've got my power, which can give this fragile. So we'll drop this here, which kills those. We'll go ahead and hit them in the face with this. I think, honestly, I'm going to burn the Racer and put the Tiger Hook swords on here. So, use the hooks. Come here. Drop the captain over here. Oh. I watch YouTube most of the time and just got into following you on Twitch. I love your content, Hoagland. I hope everything with you and your family is going well, and you are correct. I've played Hearthstone and other games, but they weren't the same. Mythgard and the burn mechanics, deck building choice, limited amount of rares, leads to a lot of interesting choices on a build. Yeah, definitely. This is basically the only game I've ever played that gets close to Magic. Honestly, once Mythgard's card pool is deeper, it might even have more deck building choices than Magic. This game feels pretty done at this point.
I'll take that.
Got the whole board locked down here. We're up on cards in hand. We got a piece of removal. We got this to help control the board a little bit here as well. Hey, Mud TV, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon.
Feeling unwell?
Really surprised to see this without the armor power. This lets them kill this one. They might actually just trade these here, because the captain's going to kill this next turn otherwise. Yeah, I like them just trading those off there. They're gonna lose it anyways.
Reporting.
This kills that. Get to drop this here. This will probably be my last game of Mythgard. I've been playing for almost 2 hours.
Reporting.
A Forked Lightning is probably game winning.
A mission. Do we have a mission?
Just moments before the accident. Oh yeah, all right, friends.
Yes, yes. Brilliant.
I agree that on a pure economy comparison perspective, Mythgard is not quite as generous as Runeterra is. The free promo they're running on the core set is really good though, especially considering how many of the good mythics are from there. Honestly, I really hope they just like leave the core set free. It's such a good way to get people into the game, and like giving people that many cards for free means that they can experiment and play lots of things while free to playing the rest of it, which makes most of the details around the economy moves. Like, the economy's reasonable. You just like want more things to start with. Yeah, Mythgard also doesn't have like a ton of garbage cards in it either, which is nice. There's a lot of good range of things that seem playable from my time spent playing. I think I'm pretty happy with where this is at finally. I think the Steam bun, I really wish I would have double checked. I should probably go through and double check all of the core set cards last time I played, because they balanced and changed a bunch of them. I missed this drag down activation on Steam bun when I was going over looking for cheap cards in this deck the first time, and that addition really made it feel like a great mid-range threat. Like, you can play this early to trade with something with aggro. It cycles late game. If you get it down early and don't have any other things to do with your mana, making more copies of itself feels really good to dump resources into. Ended up cutting the more expensive 6 drops at the top end. What for example, how many mythics are this? Like, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 mythics in my 40 cards, but how many of these are core set? Does this show the set on the card somewhere? Anybody know? Yeah, this is Rings of Immortality. This is core set. This is core set. 6 out of 8 are core set. Yeah, so like, there's a watermark in the text box. Oh yeah, I see that. I see it back there. You can also hit show crafting, and it shows like Winter War up here. But like this deck, for example, right? Like, I think Merciless Coxinga, I would not consider optional. I think this is a mythic you have to craft if you want to build this archetype. But like, I'm not even sure if Mimir is good. It's probably good and probably fine. But like, budgeting this card, for example, is not a big deal. Yeah, I really think that, like, yeah, I hopefully, they've done it, like, the people that make this game have done so many little smart details with it, and I really hope, their core set giveaway brings some more people in for them, and hopefully they just, like, they decide that, like, the core set is something they want to be free long-term. I really don't like Kara. Kara is a card that I've just, like, never been impressed with. She's just like, and I guess she's like okay for me. She's just a pile of stats. But I've always been super whelmed by this card. Maybe I should give her another chance. I don't know. I feel like I want my cards that cost like 4+ to generate card advantage, but I guess with 2 back channel, this card's like sneakily good too. I really like this design. The Captain's Hat letting you generate card advantage on a common is great too. Yeah, I agree, Griffin. there's putting a date on it in the short term creates a sense of urgency to try it, knowing it's not always going to be there. But hopefully, based on the metrics that they see from it bringing people in, it's something they consider doing longer term. It's like it is definitely daunting getting into a new card game, but like having that initial burst of cards is just like worth so much. And like the core set has so many good and interesting designs in it this game. Like a new player coming in and having 460 cards to play with, by the time they get bored like poking through core set stuff, they're gonna have plenty of other cards to work with. And I really like this, the core here of what Mythgard does is just so good. I feel like if you just get people, you gotta get them that taste, right? And like these feature decks are a good way to do that too, but like there's something different about playing a pre-built deck and being able to actually build and brew yourself, right? Yeah, actually, there's a good link there. MinMaxer's been in chat too. If you're someone new that's thinking about trying out Mythgard and you want to try decks that are built mostly around all core set cards, MinMaxer's got some stuff on their website there that are a good range of decks that you can try. Any rate, that's gonna wrap up on Mythgard me for today. I was gonna do bug snacks after Mythgard's day, but I think I'm actually just gonna review Runeterra stuff and then call it an afternoon. I actually ended up being live for over 9 hours yesterday, and I kind of felt a little burned at the end, so I think I'm gonna pull up the last of the Runeterra spoilers and do a review for that, and then I'm gonna call it an afternoon, and definitely we'll sneak in some bug snacks at the end of either Thursday or Friday stream later this week, I think is my plan. For people that are snacks fans. The game is cute, but I'm feeling a little spent. Yeah, I agree. So like, let's just to talk about that card one more time. I love that card. I think this card, the original list had 1, I went to 0 for a little bit, I added 1 back in, I played more, and then like, the more I played with this card, like, the fact that like, it lets you generate card advantage on a decent body, and then like, the drag down to deal 3 to something one time is like, also super reasonable, and the artwork's great. Most of the artwork in this game is great, but yeah, love to see card advantage like this stapled to an uncommon, or a common. Alright, let's look at Runeterra stuff.